Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We're just going to give it a moment or so until everybody can get over here. I want to thank everybody for jumping on, though. I know that it's probably been a long day of clinic. But honestly, I'm actually really jealous that you guys just got to listen to that call or that webinar. I am always chomping at the bit to listen to Dr. Messer and Dr. Kuzner listen, and then you guys had Dr. Sorenzi, who was able to moderate. I mean, honestly, what a power group that you guys got to listen to. So, okay, we are gonna go ahead and get started. So I promise not to take too much time tonight, but we did want to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown on Zenlens. You guys had a brief overview kind of on scleral lenses. Zenlens is our Bausch & Lomb scleral lens, and we're gonna just kind of go through the scleral lens simplicity, which I know a lot of times when we think about scleral lenses, simplicity is not necessarily the first word that comes to mind. But we're going to talk you through about why Zenlens is the scleral lens that can really kind of take that scleral lens fitting to a simple place for your practice. So when we talk about Zenlens, we talk about the lenses being custom, but not necessarily complicated. We've got a really comprehensive fitting set. It allows your fits to be streamlined by making the lens adjustments very, very focused and streamlined, and it allows you to enhance your scleral alignment. So when we talk about that, it's scleral alignment, enhancing that is going to allow you to have a bit more streamlined and a little bit more effectiveness with your fits in general. So when we look at our fitting set, the fitting set is really kind of an all-in-one encompassing scleral lens system. It has 48 lenses in the fitting set itself, which allows you to fit a wide range of patient types and corneal shape sizes, all just with one fitting set. So when we talk about making the specialized simple, originally when we came out with the Zenlens fitting set, that wasn't really the case. We had 3 different fitting sets, and that's not simple. Carrying around 3 different fitting sets to each patient, because you might not necessarily be exactly sure which lens you're going to end up with. You think you might need one, and then you start the fitting process, and then all of a sudden you're grabbing from a different set to a different set to a different set. Having all 3 fitting sets wasn't it. So we've taken a look at all of that, pared it down, and come up with this beautiful streamlined fitting set for your use. Like I mentioned, it has 48 different lenses within the fitting set. It has a full range of the fitting options within those 48 fitting lenses. It has spherical and toric APS lenses. So you can have your core, which is that kind of central area, be either toric or APS, kind of depending on which lens that you prefer to start with. And then the right wing will typically either be the opposite. So you'll typically either have, if you've got, say, a toric core, you'll have a spherical right wing, or if you have vice versa, a spherical core, you'll have a toric right wing, or you can even have bi-elevation fit over in that right wing, and we'll get into what that is in a little bit. Little foreshadowing for you guys, get you really excited about what's to come. Not only do we have multiple APS available for you guys within one fit set, we do also have 2 geometries available. So we have both the prolate and the oblate shaped lenses within the fit set there for you. As you can see, we've got them. This is now, it's shifted slightly. I know it's a very subtle change, but this is now showing the bi-elevation over there. The lens within the fit set also comes in 4 different diameters. So you have your kind of larger diameter lenses within the fit set, the 16-0 and the 17-0. And then you also have your smaller diameter lenses, the 14-8 and the 15-4. If you've been fitting Zenlens for some time, you might have heard those referred to as the RC lenses. So those are still available. They're just within the fit set now, on that sort of left wing, over, I don't know if you guys can see my pointer, right over here. So this allows you to have a wide range of availability for whatever patient's in your chair. It also has 6 empty slots down here on the bottom, which allows you to customize your fitting set to an even higher level. So you can choose whatever lenses you might feel you need and purchase some extra lenses to fill those 6 customized slots. Not only have we really streamlined our fitting set to allow for a higher level of simplicity with your scleral lens fits, our Zenlens Fitting Success comes with 3 easy fitting sets. So step 1 is select, step 2 is assess, and step 3 is refract. So we really want to make fitting scleral lenses as approachable as possible. So select, really simple. You're going to look at the HVID and the corneal shape, and the fitting guide has it laid out very, very detailed for you. Really, HVID, that breaker part, is 11.7. Corneal shape, you're going to be deciding whether you go with an oblate or a prolate lens. Assess, you're going to go ahead and really look at the lens on eye, look at the sodium fluorescein, look at the lens clearance, and look at the scleral landing. Refract, once you've decided you've got a good fit, you're going to go ahead and do an over refraction to look at the finalized prescription. So overall, trying to make this as streamlined as a fitting process for you as possible for you and your patients, really. In terms of really looking at that overall simplicity, we also came up with Smart Curve technology. This helps you to allow yourself to make changes to the lens and ensure that the change that you're making to the lens is the only lens adjustment that's being made. This allows you to reduce calculations and chair time, making sure that your adjustments to the lens fit are predictable and consistent. And really what this looks like is when a parameter is modified, the Smart Curve technology automatically absorbs that change, essentially, allowing you to know that whatever adjustment that you're making is the only thing that's being modified. So as you can see in the GIF that's going, when you adjust the sag, or when you adjust the base curve, when you adjust the limbal clearance, whatever it is that you're adjusting, that Smart Curve is adapting to compensate for any other adjustments. So whatever you're adjusting is the only parameter within that lens that's being adjusted for. So you don't have to then be thinking, well, I adjusted the sag by this much, which means that I need to adjust the limbal clearance by this much. You can know I adjusted the sag by this much and everything else in the lens stays the same. So when we look also at issues with the scleral lens fit, we know that a lot of times those start with the scleral lens alignment. And thinking about that, we have to look inward as well. So the consequences of that misalignment can cause things like chamber fogging, vertical movement of the lens, decentration of the lens. You can get the conjunctival impression rings, lens impingement, and all of these can also come with instances of uneven limbal clearance. We know that this is often a case from having inconsistent landing, and with that, the Smart Curve has led the way by allowing us to develop a technology called bi-elevation. So this allows us to look inward to the lens, not just looking at the APS or the landing zone, and look at how coming a little bit further into the lens can allow us to have a greater landing zone. So when we look at the bi-elevation allows us to create 2 sag values within the vaulting chamber to help address uneven limbal clearance. And it allows us to then create 360 degrees of even landing on the sclera. That allows us to get a better, more consistent, more stable landing for the lens in its entirety. So when we look at bielevation in action, you're going to see that it's going to bend at what we like to call the knee, allowing for the landing zone to be nice and flat. So previously, what often we would need to do is we would need to increase that toricity. And we would need to continue to increase that toricity, so much so that you would have, say, the horizontal meridian landing really nice and flat. And then that vertical meridian, that's that deeper meridian in this case for the example, would have that tippy toe sort of touch. Now what we can do by giving us two different sag values, we can do this bend at the knee, where now the horizontal meridian still has that nice flat landing zone, but at the vertical meridian, we bend at the knee, as you can see within that GIF, and it creates another sag value in that deeper meridian, lengthening that a little bit in that deeper meridian, allowing us to get that nice flat landing zone, 360 degrees. So we get typically a much more stable fit, and it allows us to take care of a lot of the issues that we've seen historically with lenses where we've just modified it by adding toricity. So bielevation can be very helpful for a lot of the cases where you have situations where you're finding there's a deeper or a deeper meridian and a more shallow meridian. So when we look at the lens itself, you'll see that there is actually a little bit of a lengthening in the deeper meridian compared to the shallow meridian. I like to think it looks almost like a Pringle chip, without quite so much of an extension, but it has those two sag values to cause that better alignment within the lens. So with all of this in mind, we have all of this simplicity. We've invested so much into the innovation and the technology of our lenses, but none of that means anything if we can't support you and your patients. So we have our expert consultation team supporting you guys Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have our support team in the field, our specialty market managers, able to provide you guys first-class education and support, whether it's phone calls, whether it's in-person training, webinars, sending you guys resources, whatever it might be. We have our online website, which has a lot of different educational videos, webinars, a lot of different support in which you can get extra training. And then we do also have a 120-day easy exchange warranty program, and that allows you to use to remake lenses if needed in a very simple way to streamline again that fit for your patients and for your kind of streamlined fit in general. So with that being said, we're really here to support you and your patients throughout the scleral lens journey, because we know how important it is with what you guys all do and take care of your patients. And we want to be here to help support you guys. So if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to help answer anything. If you guys need any help in the field, if there's anybody who wants to be in touch with their specialty market managers, please let me know and we can get you guys all set up. Thank you guys all so much for your attendance today. Thank you again on behalf of Bausch & Lomb. We're happy to support you guys as well as much as you guys are able to support your patients. We're happy to stand behind you guys with the support of our lenses.